I was speaking to a friend recently about how simple it can be to make changes in our anxiety response. And they said to me, "Tim, it's just not that easy." And I replied, "I didn't say it was easy, I said it was simple." In this video, I'm going to show you why keeping our process simple is how we make radical and rapid changes in the way we think, feel, and behave. And hopefully giving you the key to unlock the changes that you want. Hi, welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time here, I'm Tim Box, mind coach and anxiety therapist. For nearly 15 years now, I've been working one-to-one with clients to help them get back in control of their anxiety response. And a lot of my clients, after all the many complicated and convoluted approaches they've tried previously, are surprised at just how simple the way I work actually is, and as a result, how effective it can be. So in this video, I'm going to break down some of the process that goes into making these life-changing upgrades in the way we think, feel, and behave, and explain how finally letting go of any high anxiety response can be simpler than we previously thought. So obviously the first thing to say here is that you very probably tried enough different ways of reducing anxiety that the one thing you've learned is that it doesn't seem to be an easy process. Well, the reason it doesn't feel easy is because anxiety is one of our emotions and we don't control our emotions consciously. Our emotions are the job of our subconscious and as a result can feel like automatic and uncontrollable responses rather than deliberate actions. Trying to consciously override an automatic emotional response can feel impossible when we're in that highly emotive state. It was Emile Coué who said, "When the imagination and willpower are in conflict, it is always the imagination which wins." Or to put it another way, it's our subconscious that's the powerful bit. This means that any belief we might be holding in our subconscious is very much dictating our reality and deciding what we can and can't achieve. Here's a clip of me demonstrating this point to my friend Jade. Okay, Jade, thank you for joining me today. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a little demo just to illustrate some of the weird ways that the mind works, okay? So what I want you to do, are you happy to close your eyes for me? Is that okay? Good stuff. So if you close your eyes for me now, all I want you to do is shift your focus of attention to your eyes and your eyelids, all those tiny muscles around your eyes and your eyelids. I want you to imagine, just pretend if you like, that they're kind of, maybe they're really relaxed, maybe they're kind of glued together. But whatever you need to imagine that if you were to try and open your eyes now, they just wouldn't work. They wouldn't open. And when you're sure, when you're absolutely certain they won't open, I just want you to test them. And you're testing them now. I can see that, but you can't open your eyes now. Now, the idea that we're sort of illustrating here, or we're sort of testing out, if you like, is this idea that when your subconscious mind commits to a version of reality, then we'll struggle to consciously override what it's currently doing in response to that version of reality. So at the moment, your subconscious mind is committed to the idea you cannot open your eyes. And as a result, you're struggling to consciously override that thought. And this is what happens all the time, where we feel overly fearful or overly anxious in a certain situation. We know we shouldn't, but still we do because our subconscious has a certain belief system. Now, what's going to happen in a moment is that where your subconscious is currently focused on the idea you can't open your eyes, we want to shift that belief, we want to shift that focus, and instead it's going to focus on the fact that you absolutely, just as you always have, you can open your eyes just fine. And that's going to happen at the pace that your mind decides to implement that. Well done. And sometimes, you know, making changes in slightly bigger stuff other than just are our eyes open or closed right now can be just as simple as that. Just shifting our focus from the current belief system to one that serves us better. A big thank you to Jade for helping me out with that clip. Now that you've watched that, how about you skip back and this time try it for yourself? Let me know down in the comments if you managed to get your eyes stuck. But the point here is that this is why making changes in our anxiety levels isn't about trying to consciously override what our subconscious is serving up for us. It's about re-educating our subconscious so that it doesn't do that anymore. The more we resist how we feel, the more anxious we feel about not succeeding in our efforts to change that. Change actually comes from accepting how we feel so that our subconscious doesn't have to feel threatened by it anymore. Yes, we can acknowledge it's uncomfortable and even undesirable to feel highly anxious, but allowing it to be without responding to it like it's a threat is how we ultimately change it, by demonstrating to our subconscious that there is nothing to fear and ultimately nothing to feel anxious about. So reducing anxiety is a lot simpler than we thought. It isn't about constant ongoing efforts to force a change in the way we feel. This just makes us feel like the change is vital to our safety, which of course causes more fear. Reducing anxiety is actually about waiting patiently without judgment or resistance, whilst our mind works out there's actually nothing to be afraid of. My original mentor, who taught me all about hypnosis and therapy, was very fond of the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Now, whilst I'm not a fan of calling ourselves stupid, I've always remained a huge fan of keeping things simple. In my experience, when we struggle to make changes, it's not because we haven't done enough, it's because we're doing too much and making things too complicated. If you ever find yourself asking the question, am I overthinking this? That probably means you are. So I get why it doesn't always feel easy to make changes in the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we behave, but hopefully this video today has explained why the key is to keep things simple. And if you'd like a bit more simple and easy to follow advice on anxiety-related issues, don't forget to check out the members area of this channel. You'll find exclusive videos, live Q&As every week, and full access to my control system for helping you calm your mind and regain control of your emotional well-being. Just click the join button on my homepage or follow the link in the description. And if this video helped you today, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more weekly videos on managing anxiety and looking after your mental health. But that's it for now. I'm Tim Box. Always remember to be kind to your mind, and I'll see you next time.